Lightweight, low recoil, and surprisingly versatile, the 410 shotgun has earned its place as a top choice for hunters, sport shooters, and even home defense. Though not as powerful as the traditional 12-gauge, the 410 packs enough punch for self-defense while remaining easier to handle for new or smaller-framed shooters. In today's video, we're breaking down the best 410 shotguns on the market, from classic pump actions to modern tactical options. Let's dive in. If there's an original 410 bore utility gun, it would have to be the compact-size, break-action single-barrel shotgun. The latest generation of the Rossi Tuffy 410 single shot sports a useful set of up-to-date features. The first thing you'll notice is how light it is, just 2 pounds, 14.5 ounces. This weight reduction was made possible due to a judicious use of polymer throughout, including the receiver. Twisting out the front sling swivel stud allows the fore-end to be removed so the gun can be divided for even more compact storage. All too often with polymer-stocked utility and survival guns, it seems like the potential usefulness of hollow shoulder stocks goes to waste. But the Tuffy's thumbhole stock has been modified with left and right side shell holders to secure up to 8 rounds of 2.5 or 3-inch shells. The Tuffy's available with black, gray, OD green, or tan polymer stocks with a suggested retail price of $187. The revolver shotgun is an incredibly unique firearm. The thought to combine the two may seem outlandish, however the Sulun Arms SR410 compact revolver shotgun is rather brilliant. In order to increase shootability while still maintaining the compact design the SR410 is known for, a new version has been introduced offering an increase of stock length 1 1/4 inches to a 13.25 standard length of pull. The barrel in this version has also been increased to 12.2 inches for additional range. Weighing in at just 4.5 pounds and only 24 inches in overall length, this shotgun is small enough to be carried in a pack or in the optionally available leather belt holster. The shotgun is reloaded in a manner consistent with that of most modern revolvers, by unlocking the 5-shot cylinder and swinging it away from the frame to the left and down. It can be fired either double action or the hammer can be manually cocked for single action firing. While 410 gauge may seem a little demure to shooters used to 12 GA, it's still a potent cartridge, with 410 slugs containing nearly double the muzzle energy over a standard .357 Magnum. Some folks may be surprised to learn that Henry Repeating Arms is a good friend to fans of the 410 bore shotgun shell. Mixed in among the company's extensive selection of centerfire and rimfire lever actions is a unique set of slim shell scatter guns. So it wasn't out of character for Henry to include a 410 bore in the X model series of lever guns. Shotguns chambered for 410 shells tend to be purpose-built for specific pursuits, but the X model 410 sports a set of features that makes it a refreshingly flexible platform. The X model 410 bore is built around a carbon steel 4570 receiver with a right side loading gate and a matte blue finish. This receiver and the gun's all-steel construction make it one of the toughest 410s available. Henry wisely left a key rifle feature in place. The top of the receiver is drilled and tapped to accept Picatinny or Weaver-style scope rails. This allows the X model to be fitted with a micro red dot for home defense or a magnified optic paired with the correct choke to turn it into a slug gun. Or the owner can skip using an optic altogether and take advantage of the bright fiber optic front sight for use with birdshot loads. If an optic is installed, the hammer spur is grooved to accept Henry's knurled hammer extension. The 19.8-inch round profile smoothbore barrel is chambered for 2.5-inch shells only and has a blued finish that matches the receiver and the rest of this rifle's carbon steel components. The 410 bore X models trades the threaded muzzle of the rifle and pistol caliber models in favor of interchangeable Invector-type choke tubes. The most notable difference between the X models and other Henry lever guns is the modern furniture. The company's other guns are outfitted with hardwood stocks, while the X models sport injection-molded black polymer stocks. Polymer stocks weigh less, and they're more weather-resistant. Far fewer bitter tears are shed when polymer picks up a ding or scratch in the field than when a beautifully figured piece of walnut subjected to similar abuse. The extension at the muzzle end provides right and left side M-lock slots, along with a 1.85-inch 4-slot Picatinny rail to accommodate a variety of accessories, including lights, lasers, and bipods. The magazine holds 6 rounds of 2.5-inch 410 shells, and the all-steel construction gives this 410 an unloaded weight of 7 pounds 8 ounces. Is the heft a plus or minus? It depends on what your personal needs may be. This is a top-notch multi-purpose 410 with features that make it a handy option for a variety of applications. The utility of the Taurus Judge revolver has been called into question ever since its initial launch in 2006. For 2023, the company gave this gun a new twist. Intended to compete with non-NFA firearms like the Mossberg Shockwave, the Judge Home Defender is fitted with a 13-inch barrel, a set of cylinder gap shields, a 5-shot cylinder size for 3-inch 410 bore shells, and a factory-installed optics rail in place of a set of iron sights. So where does this revolver fit into the 410 utility gun category? The extended 13-inch barrel's rifling causes shot loads to spin, just like the 6.5-inch or shorter barrels. Birdshot and buckshot loads still open up quickly, which limits useful shot patterns to distances of around 5 to 10 yards. However, the long barrel paired with a red dot optic successfully tighten up the 45 Colt group sizes. A 6.5-inch Judge 1 tested in the past printed 5-shot groups around 3 to 3.5 inches at 15 yards. The Home Defender punched out a 1.06-inch group at this same distance. This means the Home Defender has a much longer reach with 45 Colt than previous models. The Taurus Judge Home Defender has an MSRP of $730. You know you want the Henry axe. You might not know why, but you just know you need this Henry repeating arm special. This might be one of those pointless frivolities in the modern world. It's a fun-to-shoot toy like the .44 Magnum Henry Big Boy, to be honest. But we have a soft spot for these new guns that could sit on our thigh in a scabbard in the post-apocalyptic zombie wasteland, even with the high price tag. Close range, this would be a great zombie gun too, and when you've gone through the 5 rounds of lead shot in the magazine, you can load more through the side gate. That's a classic Henry repeating arms performance feature. It's more for conflict resolution than deer hunting. I mean, you'd look ridiculous, and there are long barrel lengths with proper stocks for that. It's a butter-smooth lever-action rifle without a real stock, and that distinctive axe handle mini stock gives the gun its name, and is a different vibe to the Mossberg Bird's Head Raptor grip. For home defense, it's intuitive, light, moves easily around your home. Yeah, if you've made your peace with using a 410-gauge Henry lever action as a home defense gun, then yes. Absolutely, this is a gun to consider. KelTec's KSG410 is one of the more unusual 410 bores released in recent years. This pump-action shotgun was developed in answer to customer requests for a softer shooting version of this company's signature KSG 12-gauge platform. Just like the larger gauge versions, it has dual magazine tubes, which allow the KSG410 to be loaded with up to 14 plus 1 rounds of 2.5-inch or 10 plus 1 rounds of 3-inch shells. It also makes it possible to stoke the KSG with 2 different types of ammunition at the same time. Fill one tube with 2.5-inch birdshot loads for pest control. Flipping the 3-position magazine selector lever will feed from the other tube, which can be loaded with something more potent like 3-inch slugs or 5-pellet buckshot rounds. Like other KSG models, the KSG410 is intended primarily for use as a defensive shotgun, but it can be tucked into the utility gun category for a few good reasons. The extensive use of polymer throughout its construction shaves the KSG410's weight down to 5 pounds 1 ounce unloaded. The bullpup configuration gives it an overall length of just 26.1 inches with an 18.5-inch barrel. However, the company opted for a fixed cylinder bore choke or no choke at all. This sets the KSG410 squarely in the utility category with lead birdshot patterns of 10 to 12 inches at 7 yards. Buckshot patterns were just under 2 inches at the same distance. This model ships with a fiber optic front sight mounted into a tall polymer carry handle. The company also offers an aluminum Picatinny rail kit to replace the carry handle for those who prefer to use a micro red dot optic. The KSG410 has suggested retail prices starting at $495 for black polymer furniture. If all you want an AR-410 for is blasting pumpkins, there's no need to go broke doing it. The Aksa T14 is made in Turkey, but imported by FPI in the U.S. While it's a cost-effective import AR-410, I find it to be a slightly smarter buy among the many guns in this class. The T14 has an 18.5-inch barrel with a 2.5-inch chamber and is compatible with Beretta chokes. It's the only AR-410 shotgun that features an AR-15 charging handle and true AR-style controls. The receiver and handguard are fully railed as well and come with flip-up iron sights. The handguard has M-lock and QD slots for mounting accessories, and the thumbhole-style pistol grip and stock can be swapped for any AR-15 stock. Optimized for smaller 2-inch 410 cartridges, it feeds flawlessly, handling 10-round magazines without a hitch, even during rapid-fire mag dumps. The functional forward assist gets it back into battery quickly, and while the mag can be a tad stiff to remove, the recoil is surprisingly gentle, making it perfect for extended sessions. It ships with a 5-round magazine, but Aksa also makes available 10-round stick mags. After a break-in period, the T14 is pretty rock solid. Not to mention the ample availability of spare parts is pretty reassuring. So this thing's a fresh tactical twist on the classic lever action, all machined and coated in-house by Hugtek. They start with a big old chunk of aluminum and carve out this skeletonized buttstock that's super light but built tough, with a cheek riser for comfy cheek welds, shell holders right on board, and accessory mounts so you can slap on extras like it's no big deal. The LVR RTX is chambered in 410 with magazine capacities of 5, 7, or 9 shells. For all you tactical fans, this is their flagship model, full chassis with top rails for scoping up, M-lock slots underneath for all your gadgets, and a fiber optic front sight to snag targets quick. Barrel options? They've got you, from the 20-incher to a stretchy 24-inch for distance with MC5 cylinder chokes. Hugtek obsessed over user vibes, fixing the annoying stuff from competitors to make it feel just right in your mitts. And get this, it's already stateside. You're looking at $320 to $400 depending on the setup. That's steal of a deal territory. If you're chasing a lever shotgun with modern swagger, the Hugtek LVR RTX is your new ride or die. Back about a decade ago when Rossi brought out its 410 Circuit Judge carbine, it really turned me on. Like the revolver, it's a 5-shot that uses 45 Colt and 410 gauge shot shells. The build is the standard double single-action swing-out cylinder of a modern wheelgun design, though carbonized with an 18.5-inch barrel and topped with adjustable fiber optic sights, and Weaver sight rails are installed to allow the use of optics. The stocks are hardwood with an unusual but comfortable pistol grip on the shoulder stock. The trigger offers a heavy and long double-action pull around 10 to 12 pounds or more in tests, but switches to a crisp and light single-action at about 5 pounds. Recoil is milder than anticipated from 410 Magnum loads, aided by the 5.5-pound weight. Today, the odds are good you can find a good used model with a matching spare cylinder for somewhere around $600. Price, of course, varies by condition and seller's mood. They're fun and have achieved the kind of popularity that may force the company to consider resurrecting the model. So that's the roundup. Some of the best 410 shotguns you can get your hands on today. Whether you need a reliable hunting companion, a fun range shooter, or even a lightweight home defense option, the 410 has a lot to offer. Which one's your favorite? Do you own a 410 shotgun, or are you thinking about picking one up? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Survival Gear, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest firearm reviews and survival tips. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.